Greetings, my brothers and sisters, and welcome to Wednesday's What's in the Word. For weeks, I have been preaching from a series entitled Pushed, and today I want to share these thoughts. God has used a problem to shift you. God has allowed time to produce you. God has ordered your steps and your stops to position you. God has released purpose upon you and situated you into power, but God has not stopped there. God is pushing you into prominence. Today, I will commence reading in 2 Samuel, the 4th chapter, and conclude in 2 Samuel, the 9th chapter. And herein is the word of the Lord. Now, Saul's son Jonathan had a son who was crippled in both feet. He was 5 years old when the news about Saul and Jonathan arrived from Jezreel. The one who had nursed him picked him up and fled, but as she was hurrying to flee, he fell and became lame. His name was Mephibosheth. The king asked, "Is there anyone left of Saul's family to whom I can show loyalty and kindness as I promised God I would?" Ziba answered, "One of Jonathan's sons is still alive, but he can't walk." Then King David sent and fetched him out of the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, from Lodebar. My brothers and sisters, let's pause right here. In biblical times, Lodebar was considered ghetto town. In modern times, it would be considered the hood. It would be considered the place that you did not go alone. It would be the place that you not venture off into the hood without looking over both shoulders. My brothers and sisters, David fetched him out of Lodebar. Now, when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, was come to David, he fell on his face and did reverence. And David said, "Mephibosheth." And he answered, "Behold, thy servant." "Don't be afraid," David said to him, "since I intend to show you kindness for the sake of your father Jonathan. I will restore to you all your grandfather Saul's fields, and you will always eat with me at my table." My brothers and sisters, pushed into prominence. Mephibosheth was dropped. In this drop state, he was crippled by someone who was supposed to protect him. My brothers and sisters, in this drop state, it hindered his ability to move forward. As a consequence, he is surrounded by people who supported his limitations. And I want to ask you today, who dropped you? Who did you entrust with your security? And at the same time, they walked out of your life. Who is the person that was supposed to hold on to you and never lose grip? My brothers and sisters, David understood what it meant to be dropped because he was dropped by Saul. Mephibosheth was not only dropped, but Mephibosheth was fetched. But if you have to go back and look, drop has repercussions. It damages self-esteem. It damages self-identity. It damages self-value, and it destroys self-worth. Who he was had been shattered. Mephibosheth was dropped, but Mephibosheth was also fetched. It changed the trajectory of his life. Now he was remembered. Now he had been reached, and now he had been rescued. My brothers and sisters, Mephibosheth was dropped, Mephibosheth was fetched, but by birth he was heir to the crown. Not only was Mephibosheth dropped, not only was Mephibosheth fetched, but he also was restored. Come on, somebody. He was dropped, but he was restored. He was deserted, but he was restored. He was dismantled, but he was restored. He was damaged, but he was restored. Somebody help me in here today. I may have been dropped. I may have been put down. Somebody may have left me for dead, but God came and restored me, for he is the God of restoration. My brothers and sisters, I'm not going to hold you long. Mephibosheth was broken, but he was restored. Mephibosheth was broken, but he was was restored. Mephibosheth was banished, but today he was restored. And forever he will sit at the king's table. That's what I'm talking about. God would allow situations and circumstances to move you to the place that you're supposed to be. It seemed like a long time that you were never going to get there. And one day the king come looking for you. And my God, isn't that just like God to take you from the back of the line and put you to the front? The Bible says, they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. Oh my God, David came and fetched Mephibosheth, and it's indicative of God coming to see about you. I'm so glad God didn't leave me where I was. He didn't leave me down and deserted. He's the God that picked me up and put me in a solid place. And now I can forever sit in a place of prominence. Come on, somebody, and put your hands together, because it ain't over till God says it's over. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. And the fat lady is singing this morning because God is pushing you into prominence.